Good morning, children. Today in this class I am going to start a new lesson, that is the production in a factory and about a paper mill. Okay. In the previous classes we have seen about handicrafts and handlooms. Okay. In the handicrafts and handloom sector, it requires a very less amount of raw materials and it requires one or two workers. But the factories are requiring more number of workers and requires so much raw material to produce the production. Okay. In factories, the production is produced with the help of machines and workers with so much of raw materials. Okay. Now let us see about a paper mill. Okay. How the paper was produced? We are using paper in many ways in our daily life. Like suppose if you see about newspapers is made up of with paper and records, books, notebooks, textbooks and registers, attendance registers. Okay, we are using so much of paper in our daily life. But how the paper was produced and with what is the raw materials involved in the production of paper, and is there any paper mills are present in Telangana? Okay, there are two paper mills or two paper mill factories are present in Telangana. That are one of the paper mill that is located in Telangana is Sirpur Kagaznagar. In Sirpur Kagaznagar, one of the paper mill is located. There are two paper mills are present in Telangana. Okay, Sirpur Kagaznagar. In Sirpur Kagaznagar, one of the paper mill was established. Okay, in Bhadrachalam. And the second paper mill was established. In Telangana, there are two paper mills that are established, the Sirpur Kagaznagar and Sirpur Kagaznagar paper mill and Bhadrachalam paper mill. Okay, these are the two paper mills which are present in Telangana state. Okay, now let us see how the paper was produced. What is the raw material using to produce the paper? Okay, now let us see about the raw materials. What is meant by a raw material? Raw materials. Okay, here raw materials means the materials which are required to produce large amount of commodities that are called raw materials. Here raw materials means the materials required to produce commodities. Required to produce commodities. The materials required to produce commodities that are called raw materials. Raw materials means the materials which are required to produce commodities in large scale. Okay, that are called raw materials. Okay, now let us see what are the raw materials using in the paper mills. The raw materials using in the paper mills that are the bamboo trees, eucalyptus trees and subabul trees. Okay, these are the raw materials to produce papers in a paper mill. Okay, along with the bamboo, eucalyptus and subabul trees, the chemical raw materials that are common salt, The chemical formula for common salt is NaCl and caustic soda. Caustic soda. Okay, these were the chemical raw materials which are using in the preparation of and the production of papers. Okay, once again I am saying there are two paper mills that are present in Telangana. One of the paper mill is Sirpur's Kagat Nagar and the other one is Bhadrachalam, which is located in Bhadradri. And the raw materials, about raw materials. What are the raw materials required in a paper mill? In paper mill, the trees like bamboo, eucalyptus and subabul were using the raw materials, and the chemical raw materials that are common salt and caustic soda. These are the chemical raw materials to produce paper in a paper mill. Okay. Now once again, what is the definition of raw materials? Here, the materials which are required to produce commodities in large scale that are called raw materials. Okay, these are the raw materials which are using in the production of paper mills. Okay, now let us see the electricity and water usage in paper mills. About electricity and water usage. Okay, to run machines in a factory, the electricity is the most required thing in the factories. Okay, to run machines, electricity is required. So for every paper mill in the Telangana state, it requires and its consumption is about 25 megawatts of electricity. 25 megawatts of electricity per year. Per year, its consumption is 25 megawatts of electricity, and it requires so much of clean water to clean the all things are to clean the all wood pulp. To clean the wood pulp, it requires so much of water. Okay, in this way, the electricity is requiring about 25 megawatts per year per one paper mill. Okay, now let us see about the raw materials like the disappearance of bamboo, paper mills and disappearance of okay, here why the bamboo trees were disappeared through the paper mills, how it would happen. Okay, now let us see. In earlier days, for decades ago, at the initial stage of establishment of paper mills in Telangana, generally the bamboos were available in forests. So almost all paper mills in the country were established nearby the forests. Okay, the paper mills engaged in contracts to get the bamboo from the forest. These contractors employed so many hilly region people, so they don't know how to cut the trees and they don't know how much amount of trees or how much amount of vegetation would be cut. That's why they completely remove all the bamboos in a forest. Okay, this is the reason the disappearance of bamboos in the forest till now. Okay, that is why the subabul is the softwood which is using more in the paper mills. Okay, now let us see once again how the paper mills was caused the disappearance of bamboos in forests. Okay, in early stage of establishment of paper mills in Telangana, generally bamboo available in forests. Where it is available mostly their bamboo is available more in forest regions. So the paper mills were constructed near the forest. But the contractors, the paper mills engage contractors. They engage contractors. These contractors employed hilly region people to cut the bamboos. Hilly region people. These people cut all the bamboos at once in the forest regions. So the bamboo was completely disappeared from the forest. This is the reason the disappearance of bamboo in for nearby forests. So nowadays the paper mills are getting the survival and the bamboo sticks from so much of distance places. Okay, this is the reason for the disappearance of bamboo in the forests. Okay, now let us see the. So to fulfill the paper mills and to fulfill the paper production, the paper mills are using nowadays subabul. Subabul is the mostly used trays in the paper mills nowadays. Okay, that is why the government also encouraging people to grow the subabul in their farmlands. Okay, this is the reason. Due to the disappearance of bamboos, the government encouraging the people to grow the subabul in their farmlands. Okay, in this way, the paper mills are working. Suppose if anybody want to visit a paper mills, we have to take a prior requirement, or we have to take